Hello, all you wonderful people out there. I am Straight Jacket Jim. Welcome to another episode of Nuts and Bolts, live and dangerous, live on twitch.tv/GameOnOz tonight. Just me. Unfortunately, Natty couldn't make it. She had some things pop up, but we're going to have a good chat. We'll see what there is to know about what's going on in the world of esports. I'm particularly excited for tonight because this is episode 69. And I don't know, I feel like you got to be excited about episode 69 for whatever 69. If you go up to someone and they say 69 and they don't go, nice, there's something wrong with that person and you don't deserve that kind of negativity in your life. So, let's talk about some esports stuff. So we're excited. I was very excited last weekend because it was the grand final of the ANZPL, and where we got the event live at Fortress Melbourne. Their LAN event, gotta love our LAN events. And we got to see the South Sydney Scorpions go head to head against the North Sydney Sentinels. And look, it was exciting. Like sorry, not the Sentinels. Oh, excuse me for a bit there. The Scorpions took their two games on their map first to go up 2-0 quite early, and then the Sentinels retaliated by going up 2-0 on their map pick before going one apiece on the next map pick. So it was quite exciting heading to Himmelsdorf, where it was really anybody's game. Now, unfortunately for the Scorpions, it was not meant to be. It wasn't their night again. They put in a good showing, but just the Sentinels turned it on Himmelsdorf, showed why they are now the 4-time champions of the ANZPL. Great match by them, and really great showing by the Scorpions as well. Like the Sentinels may have taken it in the end, but it was the Scorpions pushed them right towards the end there, and It capped off what I think is probably the best season of the ANZPL to date. You know, not just the LAN event that we'll get into here, but also seeing the introduction of the Comets, or reintroduction, even though I don't think any of those players had played in the Premier League before, but they come up from the B League, and it was super exciting to see what they would do, and they definitely improved. They played playoffs in their first year back in the Premier League. So that was very exciting, and the different strats that they would bring into it kind of shook things up a little bit, I think, there. So that was really, really cool to see. So congratulations again to the North Sydney Sentinels on taking out the ANZ Premier League trophy right there. And I also got to have a shout out to Benny. Like, you can see him on the screen there with his mullet and his glasses if you're watching on twitch.tv/ANZ. Oh, sorry, twitch.tv/GameOnOz. I've got ANZPL on the brain at the moment. But yeah, very, very cool. That's the persona he has when you see him in the player cams when they're playing on a normal Friday night. And seeing him just rock up in that, I reckon that's commitment to the cause. I'm not even sure if that's his real hair. It could be a wig, but whatever it is, it looks bloody cool, and I love it. So that was the Premier League, and once again, congratulations to the Sentinels on becoming the 4-time ANZPL champions there. So we've got a bit more league news, so League of Legends. Now I know we're kind of in the off season and international events are slowing a little bit, although there are still some going on. But we did see that an OCE player in Victor Huang, who has been signed to Evil Genius on the LCS roster. So that is amazing. Congratulations to him. Amazing to see our OCE talent making it so far over there. But we also reported, I can't remember if it was last week or the week before, that the entire lineup of DRX's world's winning team did not sign with DRX again. And we were kind of speculating at the time whether it would be something like maybe they were holding out for more money, which they just won a championship. If there's a time to hold out for more money, it's then. but no, since then it's come to light that Deft, who is their AD carry, has now signed for Damwon Kia. And also announced Hanwon Life has signed Kingen, who was the MVP of the Grand Final series, and Zeka have signed with Hanwon now. So, yeah, so that's very strange. I don't think I've ever seen a case of a lineup losing all of their players, especially coming from Worlds like that. Like that's, yeah, I'm not quite sure what to say about that. It's not something that I think would happen very often. So you got to wonder what's going on behind the scenes a little bit there, I think. But in more competitive news, so Overwatch 2 released recently. We've been getting a little bit of a news filter through about that and about how they're going to be going with their leagues and whatnot. And the Overwatch League, or OWL, kicking off again. But there's been a little bit of concern there because there's a team called the Excelsior, that is hoping to, or trying to put together a team that is purely from underrepresented genders, so non-cis male genders. And on the face of it, that sounds like it's going to be a good thing, but from the Twitter reaction and talking to people around the place, it feels like this is being done for a publicity stunt, really. Reported from .esports they had an article up there about how making a team like this, one, there's probably not enough people of a high enough rank to fill a team like that. And this is a team that went, I think I saw in the .esports article, 4 wins, 20 losses. So they've wiped the slate clean, but it sounds like they're trying to bring in players to maybe, yeah. It just, the more I read about it, the more I hear about it, it just sounds more like a publicity stunt, and this could be hurtful for these types of players, because if this team does come in and they suck because the players aren't of a high enough rank, don't have enough experience, simply aren't good enough, they're going to people will look at this team and go, oh, look, we tried this team with a lot of diversity in it and it sucked. So we're not going to do that again. And that's not what you want. You want these sorts of teams to be standing on their own and making it so that when you might have a handful of these people in your team, and they're the people that you aspire to. And you've got to remember, like, the internet is a toxic place at times. Like, it's not a nice place for some of them. And a link in the .esports article was talking about there was a transgender woman who played League, only played for like a month and left because of the toxicity of League and the threats and just mental health that she was getting. And you don't want that for anybody, and you got to have some protection around what they're doing. But worse than that as well, what I think Excelsior are doing here, and it's quite a big thing that's being represented as well through tweets and whatnot, is that doing something like this can set the cause back just so much. Now, I've talked about it before, but when I was at PAX, I went to the esports at the Olympics panel there, and it had Rowan Crothers, who is a Paralympian, who won gold medals in swimming and stuff like that. But the thing that he pointed out is that he was worried that if esports got into the Olympics, that there would kind of be this segregation of talent. And he was talking about it from a disability point of view. But the same thing can happen from a gender point of view. And I'm quite proud that while it's hard to do, we've got competitions in esports that people can just go to, and it doesn't matter what gender you are, what you believe in, anything. Like, you could be missing both legs and you could be playing Fortnite there, or you could be playing COD or Overwatch or Rainbow Six, League, whatever you want to play, and it's not detrimental to you. Everybody's playing on that even playing field. And I feel that if you're going to do if you're going to get these people on your team, and I need to stop saying these people, but if you're going to get non-cis males onto your team, you need to do it because they're good players, and keep them around so that they can constantly be being this great role model. Because they need, this representation is important for things like that, to show people that yes, you can do this. It's an interesting thing because something that popped up on my Facebook feed today is someone I met years and years ago. Don't really talk to them anymore, but still see them pop up on Facebook anymore. But she's a lesbian, was in a lesbian relationship, and she posted something today about how when she first met her partner, she was saying things like, oh, we can't have kids, we can't do this, we can't do that because of them being lesbians. And it's, what, 15 years on, I think, and they've got kids, they're married, and she's made a point of posting this and saying this because at the time she believed, because she didn't see other people in her situation doing that she couldn't do it. And now that she has done it, she's wanted to speak up and say, I'm lesbian, and I've done the things that I wanted to do. And that's why this Overwatch League thing with Excelsior needs to be very, very careful, because it can set back the movement if you're not doing it in the right way. And the right way is getting people in and having them play on a team that are of other people at their skill level, and letting them improve, getting them the training, and making them be the role model for the people that are underrepresented in esports. So I did get on a little bit of a high horse there, but representation to me is an important issue, and I often don't speak up too much on it because I feel, as a middle-aged white man, I don't feel like I can talk too much on that, and my voice doesn't add a lot to it other than what's already been said. But I just, for this, it's important, and it's something that people need to stand up for. So I did get off track a little bit there, but like I said, representation is important, and I hope that whatever way Excelsior goes with our team, that they manage to find a balance between what people finding the non-cis male players and the skills that they have, that they can make a really great team with, and see if they can string together a few wins as well. Better than their 4 wins that they had last season anyway. So the last news point that I had for tonight, so I didn't have a whole lot on, but I did want to quickly mention this because I'm gonna get on my high horse again here for a little bit. But Nintendo have effectively shut down the Smash World Tour organizers. Very I talk well, don't I? Like, I am so smart, SMRT. But no. So basically, Nintendo have sent Smash World Tour a letter saying that you can't run the tournaments anymore because you're not licensed to do it. And there's a little bit more to it than just that, because Nintendo have sold some rights, by the sound of it, non-exclusive, well, given a non-exclusive license to a group called Panda that also run some tournaments and whatnot. And by the sound of it, Panda were trying to bully a lot of tournaments to leave Smash World Tour and jump into their stuff. And there's a lot going on there. There's an article on Kotaku that I was reading about it. The Smash World Tour Twitter had put out a statement to it, and yeah, it just sounds like a real mess. This is a group that has been working hard on getting the Smash tournaments happening and running them, and I don't know what Nintendo's thinking, because from what from what the Smash World Tour put out, they'd been trying to get this license for the last 6 to 9 months, and Nintendo kept dragging their feet, and eventually they've had a letter from Nintendo saying if you don't have a license, you can't run a tournament, not even unofficially. And yeah, it just sounds like such a mess. But it kind of gets back to I don't think Nintendo gets esports. Like Nintendo don't want things to be super competitive. Like it's why they get their version of a shooter game with Splatoon, where the object of the game is to coat the stage in paint rather than killing each other. But it just, I don't know, some of the things they do just seem really, really strange to me. And like this is coming off a couple of years ago where there was the Big House, which was a Smash Brothers tournament that wanted to stop. COVID was at site, so they didn't want to run an in-person event when they couldn't run an in-person event. So they tried to go to online. But to do that, they needed to use an emulator. And that's what Nintendo sent them a cease and desist letter going, no emulators, you can't do that. So basically cancelled this tournament and didn't let it go online. Now, I should state here as well, because I don't think I have already, is that this was for Smash Melee, not for Ultimate. So Melee, obviously, on the GameCube didn't have the online capabilities, but there was an add-in called Project Slippy, which allowed the online play, but required the use of ROMs. And Nintendo was objected to that, so they sent a cease and desist letter and cancelled this tournament at the height of COVID. And it really wasn't very well received, to the point where there was a Splatoon tournament they were running a month or two after, I think it was. And there was they were going to broadcast it and ended up pulling it back, saying that, oh no, the broadcast challenges are a bit more than what we thought, so we're not going to broadcast it. But the common rumor at the time, or the common feeling amongst both Smash players and Splatoon players, was the fact that a lot of the teams in the Splatoon tournament had named themselves things like Free Melee, and in support of the Big House being cancelled. So the rumor was that Nintendo had cancelled it because they didn't want attention drawn to that. So only been a couple of years since that, and then again we've got this going on with whatever Nintendo have been thinking they've been doing with Smash World Tour. I really don't know what they were thinking. And like, Nintendo's just one of those companies that you love and you hate sometimes, because they make so many really amazing games that people want to keep playing, but then they do stuff like this and go, people just want to play your games and have fun with your games, and you're stopping them from doing it, and you're not being clear about what you want to do, and it hurts. It hurts to see Nintendo go this way. And I don't know, because it said in the letter that Smash World Tour got was that they didn't have a license for their final in December, so that's now this month. And they also most likely wouldn't be getting one for 2023. So that's a whole year of tournaments in Smash that they can't do because they don't have that license. And for something that's been operating for a long time, even before Panda bought this license to run it, all of a sudden you can't do it. This organization just can't do it. It's going to cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars because of all the planning that's already gone into it. It's just, I don't know. Nintendo, what are you doing? What are you doing to us, Nintendo? And Nintendo still are cool, but they make some weird decisions. Like, yeah. It's why I think that, in terms of consoles, Nintendo are a very distant third, but people will always buy their stuff because they want the Marios and the Zeldas and the Smash and things like that, because they're really good games. But, I don't know. I have no idea what's going on here. But I think that's about it for what I've got to talk about tonight. Not a whole lot, just a quick little update, because like I said, there's the esports world is kind of warming down as we head to Christmas. I did just very much want to get on and do episode 69 because it's episode 69. Why aren't you got to do it? And of course, we've got to talk about the ANZPL and the congratulations again to the North Sydney Sentinels for pulling off the win there for season 5. So can't wait for season 6. No doubt that'll be starting up very soon, sometime in the new year. And can't wait to see it, and can't wait to see all our sports come back, like the LCO returning and all our OCE teams coming back. Particularly excited about the LCO now that we get to see Ground Zero and Team Bliss bring some new blood into the league. So that will be very, very exciting. But for now, thank you for watching, and we will see you next week.